Hello, hello, YouTubers. Hello, subscribers. Kisses to all of you. I hope that you're having a wonderful Tuesday. I am. And today, this is going to be Meghan's day, okay? So we're going to sing the Meghan song. It's the Meghan show. It's the Meghan show. It's the Meghan show. Oh, yeah. And we're going to do Sussex in honor of their new website. It's the SussexShow.com. It's the SussexShow.com. It's the SussexShow.com. It's the Sussex Show. Oh, yeah. That's for all those that love that little jingle, jingle, jingle. Kisses to all of you. Meghan and Harry, she's relentless. Meghan is relentless in becoming something. And the only thing that she thinks she can become is through the Sussex brand, the royals. And she should have thought about that before she started talking about they were racist. They didn't treat her right and all that stupid stuff, because now she needs them. And it looks weird for her to be advertising this Sussex when she knows that she is not a working royal anymore. Okay? She has flipped the script. When I clicked on that website, guys, I'm telling you, it just said Meghan, Meghan, and more Meghan. It was full of it. It was Meghan this, Meghan that, Meghan this, Meghan that, Meghan this, Meghan that, the Duchess this, the Duchess that, the Duchess this. It talked about her TIG. It talked about her suits. Let's even go out to say that they talked about her commercial. They talked about her graduating from all these schools that she graduated from, all her philanthropy stuff, all her influence stuff, her Ripple of Hope Award, that Erases Award. She put that on there. They're talking about Harry's wine book, Spare, talking about he's a veteran and all this other stuff. I mean, Meghan has spread it out the resume. It sounds like her resume, and it just stinks. Because she keeps patting herself on the back and trying to get us to feed in to what she wants us to see. She wants us to see a philanthropy. She wants us to see this woman of community and love and joy and give. She wants us to see that she's all about mental health and she's all about doing great for the world. That's what she wants us to see, because she keeps sticking it down our throats as if we didn't know any of this stuff about her or someone else didn't know. Everybody from the UK, from the US, from Australia, everywhere knows that she had a TIG, that she was on Suits, that she married a prince and became noticed. And now she's using the royal crest. She's using hers, Harry's, and something else in the middle. We're going to do a video, okay? We got 2 videos. And I know I don't show you visuals, so I try to explain it in a way that you can see it. And then if you really don't see it, you can go out there and click it on yourself and find out yourself. But it's all about them. It's all about them. It's almost like they're telling us what they're about so we can hire them to do something. Listen, Americans in Hollywood and those producers and those people that need her to work for them is in trouble. Not in trouble, but here's the thing. They're being called grifters. They're users. They're manipulators. They're liars. They're blamers. They're all this thing except for what they're portraying to be. And her favorite word is community. That's going to be my title. Meghan and her community. Community starts at home. Charity starts at home. How you treat your family and how you treat your loved ones and how you treat those that are in your circle determines a little bit of who you are as a person. And she has shown us time and over again that she's not friendly, that she's friendless, that she's a user and a manipulator. She used the Queen to get the Duchess of Sussex. She used Harry for the Duchess of Sussex. She used him to become this Hollywood person. Look how dedicated and fixated and engrossed Meghan is on becoming something other than what we see. She has already came out debunking and being upset about us saying that she can't use the royal crest. And she said that she can use it. It is hers to use, according to her spokespeople. Meghan is on the internet more than me. No, how many times are they going to relaunch, rebrand, redo, and redo? The redos ain't working. They're redoable. And Harry is the sickest part about it all, is he gives her the okay to do this, to create the Sussex.com website. Page 6 is reporting on it and saying how all the royal watchers are upset with Meghan and Harry for using their titles for merching. But this is the same family that Meghan so-called said that they were racist and they made her suicidal and that she had to run for her life. But look how she's hanging on to the Sussex. After the Queen told them, no, you cannot use your titles. She wants them to take the titles away from her. She would sue. According to Meghan, that she has jurisdiction to use the Sussex name since she's no longer in the UK. How do you take something that never belonged to you and then start trashing it and then using it all at the same time? It's ridiculous. When you look at her, you wonder, what is she thinking? What is going through your mind? Why are you obsessed? This is what's going on. She's living in Hollywood in a world that she can't afford and trying to be able to afford it by all means necessary because she ain't going nowhere. She's waiting for someone to pick her up. She's waiting for someone to offer her something. And so she keeps putting herself out there in her resume, her biopic, that she's a podcaster. She's a documentary. She did this documentary. It was very successful. And then they also did the TIG. The TIG was really successful, but that was before Harry. And she was this philanthropist before Harry. No, you wasn't. You used that philanthropy stuff to get Harry so you could trick Harry into marrying you. But he's such the biggest idiot of them all for falling for your crap. It's really shocking. I woke up to some shock. Now, I told you that real soon, very, very soon, that Meghan was going to be coming out with something new. Here we are. This fake website. Right back.
Meghan have got a new website.
The day I've been waiting for. They've managed to buy the URL Sussex.com. I wonder whose hand they've had to snatch off to get a hold of that.
Subtle and understated. It's been called the height of gaucheness and vulgarity, and they're using their royal titles, which I do believe they agreed not to do. And this is supposed to be your one-stop shop for everything you need to know about the gruesome twosome. I'll tell you what I need to know about Harry and Meghan, the square root of damn all. But so I won't be visiting this website, but it is
I ain't going back on there.
As a recalibration.
I'm not going back on that website. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense. She's talking about community, TIG. She's talking about Sussex. She's talking about stupid stuff. It's really weird how she's bragging about herself. And according to the Royal Network, she said Meghan has 200 to 300 more words on her bio than Harry. She doesn't talk, they don't talk about Harry's life as a royal, what he did and all of that other stuff. They just talk about little stuff. But Meghan's not going to allow Harry to outdo her. So she's got a whole bunch of sprinkle, what do you call it? Sprinkle on her resume. This is Meghan's resume. If you didn't know who she was, click on the Sussex.com and she will let you know that she is the Duchess of Sussex. And I do believe that she wants to be addressed as Duchess of Sussex. I believe her friends have to call her that. I believe anybody that goes around her has to call her the Duchess of Sussex. I would like to introduce my husband, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. It's cringeworthy because Elizabeth gave Meghan that name because she was going to be a working royal. But since she decided that she didn't want to do that, she left. But even though she left, she kept the name. But not only did she keep the name, but she's trying to build on it. She's trying to build something with the Sussex. Rebranding herself, letting us know that she's this philanthropist, this heartfelt, wonderful woman that is allegedly, I got to start saying that. Allegedly. But no, this isn't alleged. She put it in there. She the one told us that she had a TIG and she was on Suits. Yeah, she lets us know that she was on Suits for 7 seasons. Bragging on herself, patting herself on the back. People are supposed to brag on you. You don't brag on yourself. You don't put your resume out there as if, unless you need work. Maybe she put her resume out there to let those producers and stuff know that, hey, I need a job. Because what other reason would she have other than it's stupid. And guys, did you see, that's that stupid stuff. Where my cup at? That's that stupid stuff. Did you know the Beckhams on the Super Bowl, they had a video, an ad, and they were joking about Spice Girls, okay? But Victoria Beckham posted on her page the edit clip. And one of them said the Swashgod Squad. And I believe, I'm making that up because I don't really know what she said, but she used the word squad, and Popcorn Planet had this information. That's where I got it from. And it shows that they were talking about the Sussex Squad, but they called it the Sussex Squad. Or something else. They called it something else. But they were making fun of the Sussex Squad and Meghan. Because they also said nutmeg. They are a joke. And for her and Harry to create this website, making themselves out to be these heroes for the world is really embarrassing.
Of their commercial efforts in Hollywood, which aren't going too well.
So what's interesting is the Queen herself banned the couple from using Sussex Royal after they stepped away from royal duty 4 years ago and ordered them to mothball it in January 2020 in that sort of Megxit settlement. And so, look, the Queen's, been passed away, sadly gone for just over a year. And they're like, right, with the Queen out the way, let's just resurrect all of this sort of plan to cash in on our royal names because they can't get proper work. They don't want to do proper work.
She's speaking. They don't want to do the work. They just want the titles. They just want the accolades. They just want the recognition. Meghan just wants to appear to be this goddess. Like Tom Bauer said, she's full of it. She's fake and phony. and it's not real. This Sussex website, it looks poorly done because it looks veiny. It looks like she's talking about herself. Me, and what I'm about. And it just reeks of it. And it's so sad. That's what I noticed about the website the most, is how dare you use everything royal after you said that they were racist. You just came out in the end game and told us that they were racist. And it's not allegedly. It was in the end game. It was in the Holland's book, according to Obed Scobie. It was there. He put the names in the book per Meghan's approval. But now she's using everything. She's connected to. Did she or did she not go see King Charles with Harry? How are you going to use a name from a family that you hate? You hate the royal family. You talk about them, you trash them at every given opportunity. And then all of a sudden, as soon as you become the Duchess of Sussex, you try to separate yourself from the stuff that you said and use it. You can't separate the racists from the Sussex. If you are calling the royal family racist, then everything about it is. So why are you using something that is racist? Why are you clinging on to it for dear life? She is hanging on to these titles. If you look like you want to take it, she coming for you. Because she said that it's their birthright. It's Harry's right to have it. And I'm using it. There was something else I wanted to say. But how are you connected with the royal family when you don't call and check on King Charles or Catherine? You don't let the kids go see them. You're not connected in any kind of way. And you can't fool us Americans into believing that you have this relationship with the royals, that you should be using their stuff. It doesn't belong to you, Meghan. You walked up in there and you stole something that didn't belong to you. You took it, brought it back over here. You brought it to the United States. And now you're trying to monetize it and use it to make some money because you don't want to leave Oprah's neighborhood. And the money is slowly slipping. Like the Royal Network said, they are living a billionaire lifestyle with not the billionaire money.
Leading in philanthropy and, turn up 2020 and that sort of
philanthropy
settlement. And so, look, the Queen's,
she has messed up that name. She has messed up philanthropy, community, ripple. She loves using the ripple effect. She's so predictable. I told you she'd be out here in a minute. I said, give her a second, give her a moment. She's going to have something new any day now. Here we are with this website. It reeks of vanity. It reeks of deception, manipulation. It just reeks of what? Didn't you just, and here's the kicker. Docu-series. She brags about how her docu-series, Meghan and Harry, was such a success. How her podcast was such a success. How Spare was such a success. No, those names that I just mentioned should be the reason why she stops using the name. You can't use the name and then come out with a docu-series trashing the family that gave it to you. I guess you can. This is breaking news. Breaking news.
Passed away, sadly gone, for just over a year. And they're like, right, with the Queen out the way, let's just resurrect all of this sort of plan to cash in on.
Let's do what we said we were going to do. The Queen is gone now. Let's go ahead and cash in and rebrand ourselves as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. and become, you know, this power couple. It's so vanity that when you click on the website, when you click on the menu, it's just her and Harry, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. I'm going to post it as a photo so you can see what the website looked like. If you don't want to go on there, I'm not going back on there. It scared me. She talked about herself so much in that it was just disgusting the way she pats herself on the back like she does and props her own self up on a billboard. People usually, when you are successful, other people prop you up. You don't have to prop yourself up. Why is she putting her resume, her bio, her information out there to let us know how successful she is in her own mind?
Royal names because they can't get proper work. They don't want to do proper work. They say they're leading in philanthropy and, you know, show up and do good or something. It's what, being passed away, sadly gone for just over a year. And they're like, right, with the Queen out the way, let's just resurrect all of this sort of plan to cash in on our royal names because they can't get proper work. They don't want to do proper work. They say they're leading in philanthropy and, you know, turn up, show up and do good or something. It's just like, no, just go away. You don't do good. You just do bad. Go away.
Go away.
Job,
Go away. Go away. You don't do good. You don't do good. They don't do good. They haven't done good. They haven't shown us that there's something good within them. South Park said that there was no heart down there, no soul. There's nothing down there. And they keep telling us this when they put out puff pieces about their resume. I tell my husband, maybe I need to send my resume over there to Meghan.
Plenty of supermarkets in California with shelves that need stacking.
Yeah, they describe themselves as philanthropists, environmentalists. I don't notice any of that. Desperate money seekers, I would suggest. Still with the royals. Let's just play this.
Right.
This is the very first trailer from the Netflix film Scoop, which is about Prince Andrew's disaster.
Okay, hold on.
When he goes
Let's see what allegations of once
again using their royal status for commercial purposes after they relaunched their website Sussex.com, featuring their Sussex title and their royal crest. Their former site, Archwell, now directs visitors to Sussex.com, a name influenced by their son Archie. Harry is portrayed as a military veteran, mental health advocate, and environmental campaigner, while Meghan is characterised as a feminist and advocate for human rights and gender equity.
Human rights. A philanthropist. Stop trying to tell the story different from what we already know. It's a whole bunch of hoopla. Oh my goodness, this is shocking to me. We're going to be talking about this on Thursday. I want to get your guys' inside scoopity scoop thoughts on this and know what the heck, because I know my UK have something to say. Let's see what Angela Lemon is going to say.
Well, let's get the sick buckets out and let's get joined by royal biographer Angela Levin. Angela, welcome to the show. It's always a pleasure. What can I say about this? It feels tawdry. To me, it feels a bit hollow, but the big conversation is, are they leveraging their royal connections and their titles? And is this the kind of thing they should even be doing in the first place?
No!
Yes, I mean, it's quite sick-making, really. The coat of arms that you mentioned, which is right at the front, is actually only Meghan's. Harry's isn't there. So we get immediately the understanding as who the power is coming from then.
So Angela Lemon has said that it is Meghan's crest, royal crest. But I was told that it was both of theirs intertwined with something else up there. But the mere fact that they're using it is Meghan's idea. All this is Meghan's idea. This isn't Harry's idea to come up with this. But it's a shame. It really is. Let's finish.
When they left...
Like she said, you know who's in control. Meghan. She's in control. She's over this. She's in this debacleness of a website. This stupid stuff. Because why would you want that name? Why do she keep using the name Duchess of Sussex after she treats them like this? It's embarrassing to see her do it. It's embarrassing. She's embarrassing to me. She embarrasses herself by using it. And then the way, the Duke of Sussex. Weren't you just on the Oprah show talking crazy?
The UK left the royal family in 2020, the late Queen Elizabeth said to them that she did not want them to use any royal titles to make money. And they agreed to that. That was a sort of agreement which I suspect she thought was a promise. And they're not doing that at all. They're actually using it 100% so they can make as much money as possible. They don't like the royal family. They don't like us in the UK.
Meghan is throwing everything she got in the pool. Just throw it in there. Whatever works, let's get it to work. She is trying her dangest to be something other than what we see of her. And it's not working.
So it's rather extraordinary what they're doing. But equally, the only way they're really making money now, I mean, you know, you can go through both the CVs of Meghan and Harry, and it's all the wonderful things that they've done. But most of them happened while they were members of the royal family. Now it's not, and they're not making money. The only way they've made money recently is to be extremely unpleasant and spiteful to the royal family. So you have an incredible sort of knot there, very unpleasant. And my feeling is that the timing is shocking. When the late Duke of Edinburgh was very ill, their interview with Oprah Winfrey, regardless of how he was. And I think that this is on a similar line. King Charles, we know, is not very well. He's got cancer. There's Catherine and William, who wants to look after.
So basically, Meghan just continues to make trouble. She's a troublemaker. This website reeks of troublemaker. Her middle name and her name is Troublemaker Meghan. Maybe we should make it the Troublemaker Show. Some of you came out with some other stuff too. I need to look it up. But Fraud Show. It's the Fraud Show. This was from Raquel. 1, 2, 3, hit it. It's the Fraud Show. It's the Fraud Show. It's the Fraud Show. Oh, yeah. It's fraud. It is. She's full of fraud. She told the Queen that she wasn't going to be using the titles, and she's using the titles to brand herself because that's the only thing that she sees that the United States is interested in. But what we're not interested in is her bio, her resume, because it's full of false accusations. She's not a philanthropist. She's not this royal gift. She didn't come from, she is not who she says she is. She's a fake and she's a phony. She's a fraud, like Raquel has said. We're going to move on from Angela Living. See who else is talking about it real bad.
There's a lot of problems. Good. This is the ideal time for us to make them even worse and to get what we want across. Because I think they really want to play royals in America.
They do. Meghan wants to be royalty over here in California. She wants people to bow to her and call her the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. But we don't see her as a Duchess. We see her as Meghan, Rachel, Marco. Okay? And there's nothing humble about her. There's nothing humble about Meghan, especially with this new website. It just goes to show me and us how vain she is and how determined she is to become.
Their own special royal family. Otherwise, they wouldn't need all these.
Their own royal special family. Okay, so since Harry has a little piece of the royalty, she's taken that, Meghan has taken that, and she's using it to make money, to build herself up, to make herself look like this big philanthropist, community person, which we know that she's not because of how she treats the royal family and her own family and her friends and everybody that touches her. And so we're not going to turn a blind eye to that and be like, oh, okay, she's all what she says she is. She's a fake fraud person, and it's not allegedly. It's the truth. So, yes, she wants to make her own fantasy Duchess of Sussex over there in Hollywood. And she thinks the name alone is going to get her the notoriety that she needs. Well, it did at some point, but now that we see that you're a grifter and a fraud and a narcissist and a manipulator, that you really don't have, and no talent. Where is the talent? Because the talent has been drowned out through the Sussex
titles, and to give their children these titles, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet.
It's their birthright, she said. It's their birthright. The nerve of her.
Will be embarrassing in their classes. Once they get a little bit older, everyone will mock them, and they won't know anything about royalty. They don't know their grandmother. They don't know their cousins. It's just...
They don't know their grandmothers. They don't know their cousins. They don't know anything about being a princess or a prince. All they know is that they mama, Meghan, silly woman, the fraudster, is out there throwing this stuff down our throats, that she's a fraud, that she's a manipulator, that their mother is unhinged. This would be, to me, her being unhinged, because this stuff, this Sussex.com website that she done built up, it is going to blow your mind. Her bio, her resume is the same resume that's in those articles that she has already written about herself. There's nothing new that she's talking about in her bio except praising herself. I've never seen it before in my life, how she talks about herself as being this great person. In this bio, it's 2 to 3 pages long about what she's done to contribute to society and the royal family. I'm sure she talked about the bench. She talked about Harry Spare, the docuseries, and everything. But did you forget that you trashed them in the process? Did you forget that you told Elizabeth that you wouldn't be monetizing the titles? But we already know that Hollywood wants royalty. But the problem is that Meghan's not connected to the royal family, so she has nothing to give. And so with her having nothing to give, and she's not attached to the royal family, no one's buying it. She didn't go see King Charles, but she's going to use his name. She's going to use the Duke, and she's using something that belongs to the UK, but she's not going to go visit there anymore. She's never going back to the UK anymore. Not no time soon.
It's a really nasty way of living, I think.
It is a nasty way of living. It's a disgusting way of living. And Harry, to sit back and watch it, to allow it, to give it air, to give her the opportunity to treat his family this way, to treat royalty this way. She is not royalty. She stepped down. She was only there for 15 minutes. She was a HRH for 15 minutes. She was a Duchess of Sussex for 15 minutes. And now she's not anymore. But She's trying to rebrand herself into this new person so that we can see she's this new unfiltered person. No, no, this is some debacle stuff. Okay, let me see what he's saying.
Now the royal family could shut down Harry and Meghan's new website after the pair revived their Royal Sussex title and a coat of arms, despite having very publicly left the institution. The couple also came under fire for describing themselves on the site as humanitarians, environmental campaigners and mental health advocates. Is there no end to their talents? Joining me now, Talk TV's royal correspondent.
He said, is there no end to their talents? She's all this. Next, I told you she wants to add senator, president, you name it. She wants to add that to her resume, which she has done. She went to New York for 15 minutes, got on the stage and talked about mental health and how her kids didn't have to worry about it for a while because they were too small to be on the internet. Now she's an advocate for mental health. It's just the same woman that said she was suicidal.
Oh, I thought I'd misread this story, Rupert, when I first saw it. I thought, hang on, someone's having a right giraffe on this one, surely. But apparently it's all true.
He said he thought he misread that or mislooked at that. I did too. I saw it last night. I said, what is this? What is this crapola with this website? This resume?
They've reinstated their own titles. The royal crest is there as well. And frankly, next to Mother Teresa or Mahatma Gandhi, this pair are going to solve the ills of the entire planet.
It is pretty self-indulgent, the whole website.
Self-indulgence. It's not about what they do. It's about her. It's about her telling us who she is. She's this angel. She's this philanthropist. She's this goddess from the Sussex. And she's this wonderful, wonderful humanitarian that's going to save the world from world hunger. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to see her prop herself on a pedestal. The vain of it all. The narcissistic of it all. This is narcissistic at its best. Who talks about themselves and pat themselves on the back and start telling them what they are? It's so embarrassing for her to put herself on a pedestal. Meghan puts herself on a pedestal and then she wants us to love on it and be like, oh, did you see her website? It was so beautiful. No, there's something wrong with her. She has left the building. She has left the building and she's just going to continue. She is not letting up. And one of my subscribers said that karma ain't hitting them soon enough. Oh, it's hitting. She's just ignoring it. Meghan is just ignoring the karma.
And it does reflect
I want to hear him say it again.
This pair are going to solve the ills of the entire planet.
It is pretty self-indulgent, the whole website. And it does reflect their overriding dependency on their royal connection. And in many ways, yes, he wanted to come back and see his father last week, did Prince Harry. But it was, given all the relaunching and everything that's going on,
he went to go see his father, but then behind closed doors, he's doing this stupid stuff. So then when his father, it looks up, he's like, what is this website? You know, Harry's fake. He comes home and pretend that he's going to see his father because he's ill and be this son that cares so much. But if he cared as much as he says he do, then why does he allow his wife to have full control over everything that they do and make fools out of themselves? Like putting the Sussex, the royal crest on there and really monetizing their titles. How is that? She didn't go see the king, But she broadcasting how she's this philanthropist. She's the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. I mean, guys, let me tell you something. This website is full of stuff. It shocked me. It's breaking news. I wish it was a lot. I wish it was Thursday today because we would be doing a live right now. This is my first reaction, second, because I did a members one. But this is my second reaction to this website. It just, the only thing that ain't, well, you did see her face. She's smiling at the Invictus Games from ear to ear. And then she's talking about how wonderful she is. It is amazing. And then, even when you flip over there to the new one, she still has the old one talking about how much they did and what they did. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex did this, did that, did this, did that. It's amazing. This told me how engrossed, how attached she is to the Sussex name and brand, and how she is attached to the royals like this, and she is not letting it go, and that she is trying to branch off and have her own royalness over here in Montecito, which makes no sense. Royalty is royalty. It's not this fake watered, watered down stuff that they're doing. They're making it gimmicky. They're taking the value away from whatever brand they're trying to get. It's so, I know I have a lot to say today. Hold on, guys.
It certainly then wouldn't have done any harm in his mind about how it cements where he comes from. And this introduction with saying Prince, Meghan and Harry, Duke and Duchess of Sussex with the crest. Now, I think it's the crest that is the thing you actually have to take the most from the sort of front page of their website, because that is definitely hinting that they are part of the royal family, something they don't want to be part of. Their name is the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, so you can say, well, that's what they're called, so that's where they're sort of highlighting where they're at. But it clearly, and he is calling himself Prince Harry as well, they want to be and need the royal family for the oxygen of publicity. And there's no more than that's what it's about. They don't want to be part of it, but they need it desperately. And even further you look into...
They're desperate. They're desperate.
About Meghan, about how she was a very successful podcast. Well, it was so...
Her successful podcast, her successful TIG, her successful Ripple of Hope Award, her philanthropist. She talks about herself like she's the queen.
Successful that it wasn't recommissioned. Yes, it got lots of listeners to begin with, but overall it was a pretty self-indulgent piece of podcasting.
Everything is self-indulgence. Everything she does is self. When she goes to the Invictus and changing clothes and do all that, she thinks everybody's there to see her and not the people that they came to see. Everything is about Meghan. Everything is about her. When she walks in the room, she expects you to look at her and call her the Duchess of Sussex. And she wants to be announced first and be first. It's never enough.
And obviously with Harry, but they need it desperately. And even further you look into about Meghan, about how she was a very successful podcast.
How successful she was with her TIG, her podcast, her docuseries, Harry's book. They called them success. That wasn't a success. Your podcast wasn't a success. If it was a success, then you wouldn't have got fired and he wouldn't have called you a grifter. And that ain't allegedly. It's the truth.
Well, it was so successful that it wasn't recommissioned. Yes, it got lots of listeners to begin with, but overall it was a pretty self-indulgent piece of podcasting. And obviously with Harry, he too is trying to make sure he seems relevant, but he's embroiled in one of his charities having some issues. So it's not plain.
The African, the charity that he's having issues with, that's in Africa, I believe. that he got that. It's on his website that he serves as a director. He has that on there, but he hasn't addressed the atrocities and the bad things that have been going on in that charity. He's just ignoring it like it doesn't exist. But that's his biggest problem right now. Instead of launching self-indulgent websites, trying to pat themselves on the back. It must be exhausting to her to always talk about herself and put herself on this pedestal.
But they are trying to present that everything is in the suite in the Montecito Garden.
Everything is going wonderful with the Duchess of Sussex and their branding and who Meghan is and this wonderful, wonderful, wonderfulness. It's my sister. Let me hit decline. Okay.
And it's Sussex.com, their new website, apparently. I don't know how they managed to get hold of that. I would have thought the County of Sussex might have had that before them.
You would think.
Well, I believe it was registered back in 1995, but I may be wrong there. But presumably not with them. Maybe they've had to buy it.
Yeah,
I couldn't be. I've no idea. But someone back in the day sort of bought websites and domains.
And I suppose, they're trying to reinvent themselves. I mean, they're probably exhausted Archwell and running out of ideas of what to do with it. But this is just, this is Meghan, and at her best, she's very aware of the Americans, the way they do things and want things. And I suppose, Archwell always thought it was a strange name anyway, named it after their son, Archie, well, who, he's a prince now, of course, Prince Archie.
What treatment he's receiving. He's
said
this morning that he has returned to London for what is expected to be.
Okay, this is my last deep dive really quick. I want him to talk about the website. He kind of gives us an in-depth look into their website. Hold on, Rockadoo-Little.
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's new website, Sussex.com, has been widely dubbed a rebrand for the couple, who've reportedly struggled to make it as Hollywood A-listers. A promising launch on the
struggle to make it as A-listers in Hollywood. They're not an A-lister. They're not in D. They're in other. They don't belong. The A-listers kicked them out. Why are you unique with us? What makes you unique? What makes you an A-lister? The Sussex, the name? Or is it the Tig? Or is it the suits? Or is it being married to Harry? What makes the Sussex brand so great? That's what he said. He was saying the
British circuit seems a bit. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's new website, Sussex.com, has been widely dubbed a rebrand for the couple, who've reportedly struggled to make it.
Struggle to make it in Hollywood as A-listers. She hasn't told us anything about what they're going to be doing. If anything, she should have had a list of upcoming projects and listed that instead of listing her bio. And if you're going to do a bio, do something really brief. No, everything about her website is about her resume and Harry's resume. That's what makes this so strange. They're talking about themselves in a way that they're vain. It's embarrassing. It really is. And everybody's talking about it. Page 6, TMZ, everyone. And page 6 said that, oops, I don't think they're supposed to be using their titles. And a royal insider said that there could be some trouble, allegedly, with the trouble.
As Hollywood A-listers. A promising launch on the celebrity circuit seems a bit of a distant memory now, and their Montecito mansion and 24/7 security will not come cheap. Prince Harry would insist he needs round-the-clock protection to keep his family safe. He's, of course, lost his UK taxpayer-funded police protection.
If they get somewhere and sit down and shut up, he wouldn't need that much security. But there's nothing private about these two. Meghan is, I said, here she comes. She's coming out with something. Give it a few days. Give it a few minutes. She's coming. And here we are. The website.
when he stood back as a working member of the royal family. That's an issue he's currently suing the British government over. Prince Harry and Meghan's approval ratings have tanked on both sides of the Atlantic following the Netflix...
Listen to that, guys. They have tanked on both sides of the Atlantic. Here in the United States, their popularity is shot. In the UK, their popularity is shot. Just because the NFL and the rest of them keep getting it wrong and keep putting them out there like that, they will learn. They're learning. Nobody wants to see Harry get up there and make a fool out of himself. Yes, we do. But, and start joking and making jokes about rugby and football and never getting to the punchline. I mean, it was so cringeworthy. Then he ran over there to see his father real quick. I guess people are saying so he wouldn't look stupid out there at the NFL and he, you know, not caring about his family because he hasn't made a statement. The website is just, to me, put the icing on the cake, really solidifies to me that this woman is truly vain and really thinks about herself. I know that there's a lot of memes out there with her pushing Harry, moving him back and going to the front and wanting to be in the forefront. But this website solidified it for me and told me everything I needed to know. Meghan is vain. She is conceited. She is all about herself. And this website, her bio and her resume, she keeps adding to it. She added mental health. She added philanthropy. She wasn't doing, Tom Bauer tells us, she wasn't doing any of this stuff. She was just faking it. What are they actually doing? But making more trouble.
Documentary series documenting their exits as working members of the royal family, and Prince Harry's controversial memoir Spare, which was heavily critical.
We were critical on the Spare, critical on the docuseries, critical about the Netflix, the Oprah Winfrey show, but they bring these things up in their bio and talk about how successful it was. They're going to make it be successful. It was not successful. They're going to make it be successful. They're going to tell us that his book was the best book ever. They're going to tell us that her podcasting was great after she got fired. After Harry's book got returned over and over and over again. The fastest and the most book ever returned. So don't look at that. Don't look at that piece of it. Just look at what we're doing. We've done all this great stuff, but no, wait a minute. Your book, Spare, wasn't great. You went on there trashing your family. How was that great? But then you want to use the name the Duchess of Sussex with the royal crest. That should piss a lot of people off.
Of his own family. Controversially, the new biography section of the website lists Spare as one of Prince Harry's achievements. It reads, "The Duke is the New York Times best-selling author of Spare, a memoir of his life told with compassion, vulnerability, and unflinching honesty. Spare was the publishing in..."
The only thing I learned from Harry in that book is how petty and nasty and disgusting he is towards his family. And that he let his Jezebel help write that stupid-thon. And that right there is the reason why they're not going to be successful in Hollywood. Because Hollywood is not loving on two people that are constantly trashing their family, but then going to use the name, use the very thing that they trash. You're going to trash me first, and then you want me to bow to you and call you the Duchess of Sussex. It doesn't work like that. You can't have both. You can't trash the thing that made you successful and then try to make that very thing make you successful again. You messed up. You had your opportunity, your golden opportunity to be something great. Like, Ice Cube said, you can do more in the house than out the house. She's out of the house. She's not visiting the UK. She's not checking on anyone over there. She doesn't care. All she's worried about is making sure that they don't take that name from her, because that's all she has. But this is the same woman that keeps the kids away from the family. But she's the Duchess of Sussex, and she's a philanthropist. You can't be those things and treat family that way. You can't be in love with strangers' mental health if you're not concerned about your own family's mental health. You can't be concerned about philanthropy and being a feminist and being human rights. That's stupid stuff. What rights? Like, what about grandpa and grandma rights? What about grandpa rights? Allowing them to see the kids? No, there is something sinisterly wrong with her to pretend and sweep things under the rug and hope that we will look at her TIG and think that she's great. Look at her suits and think she's great. Look at her clothes and think she's great. No. You have told the story about who you are, and it ain't good.
Industry's fastest selling non-fiction book, selling more than 1.4 million copies on its first day of publication. So why has the new Sussex.com been launched now, and why is it so controversial? The rebranded homepage is relatively light in content. It's got a very glossy photograph of Harry and Meghan, as well as a royal crest, alongside the Sussex coat of arms. The website also links to Prince Harry and Meghan's charity, the Archwell Foundation, and Archwell Productions, which looks after their media business endeavours. The About section reads, the office of Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, is shaping the future through business and philanthropy. The feature's coat of arms is...
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex is shaping the world through their philanthropy. That's that stupid stuff. The only thing Meghan is doing is waiting for her next red carpet move so she can go on there and shine and wave and lie about her upcoming projects and what they have in store and we're going to feel. No, they have nothing to offer us. And this website is just something to throw out there until someone calls them and say, hey, would you like to work? But they're not getting those deals. No one's calling them anymore. I wouldn't call them if I known that I know what I know. Oh, okay, let's call Meghan and Harry. For what? So my brand can tank? So I can just go really?
Actually Meghan's. It was granted to her by Queen Elizabeth II following her wedding in 2018. On the right-hand side of the crest, which the Duchess helped design, features deep blue of the Pacific Ocean. It also features a songbird emblem of a non-fiction book selling more than of Sussex is shaping the future through business and philanthropy. The feature's coat of arms is actually Meghan's. It was granted to her by Queen Elizabeth II following her wedding in 2018. On the right-hand side of the crest, which the Duchess helped design, features deep blue of the Pacific Ocean. It also features a songbird emblem.
Okay, it died. Listen, guys, I've talked enough about this. It's crazy. You let me know your thoughts. We're going to be talking about this on Thursday. This ain't going away. The website is something to see. It just reeks vanity, vanity, and more vanity. Kisses to all of you. Don't forget to hit like, share, and comment. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.